And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot. They're right on Harrison Avenue inside the Dora District, so you can go from bar to bar with your drinks, but no need for that. You can just hang out at Hail Mary's, where they have 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. They have the DirecTV Sports package, so you can watch all the games, and of course, Cincy Sports are always on the video wall. Brand new walk-in coolers, brand new draft lines, and ice cold Cincy Light on tap in 32.8 degree frosted glasses. All right, Aaron, let's get this Sunday night show on the road. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Still in Cincinnati, which is why my normal standard background isn't here. Got some good time with the family this weekend. Cousin was up from Orlando as he is a UCF grad, and he brought some friends up. So there was their first time here, first time at Nippert.
I hope they had a terrible time.
They had a great time. They said fans were great, very gracious and accepting. They ended up getting free pizza both before and after the game from just I don't know how that worked, but one of the tailgates was like, "Hey, we have extra pizza. You guys want this?" And then after the game, they were wandering around the stadium waiting for me to get done with the presser, and they stumbled upon one of the concessions giving away the leftover Donatos. So,
I mean, get to go to a game, you get free food. That's how it should go. That's how it should be.
yep.
I will say, I'll display it tomorrow night. Went to Garrett Campbell's tailgate yesterday. Stopped by to see Garrett. They had what's that? It's not engraved, it's embroidered. Rocks glasses, Bearcat Journal embroidered rocks glasses that they gifted me. Those are pretty sweet. And then they had these ham and cheese breakfast sliders. Ooh, I could have ate a whole tray of those things. They were outstanding.
I did stop by our sponsors, Urban Artifact and Rheingeist this weekend. So, just they wanted to see some of the local breweries, and those were 2 stops for me. So
There you go. All right, let's get this show on the road. The Big 12 had an interesting week. Things are starting to. I don't know if they're starting to get more clear or more muddy in the Big 12.
Both.
Both, yeah, both. Like UC, BYU, Texas Tech, all at 3-0, but everything else is just a cluster all the way down until you get to like West Virginia and Oklahoma State.
Pretty much.
It's just a big mess. We'll start with Texas Tech. They are really good. Kansas made it at least interesting in the second quarter. It was 21-17 at the half, and it ended 42-17 Texas Tech. Their defense is outstanding. Their offense is pretty good. Even Baron Morton went down in that game.
Again.
The second stringer came back in and
Again.
And guided them to a pretty effortless win over a decent Kansas team. They are the clear front runner in this league.
This one almost ends up with coaches fighting on the field at the handshake line. Look, apparently Leipold does not like your tortillas. He is not here for it. The rule needs to be enforced. You can't be picking up flags on tortillas. You gotta enforce those rules about tortillas. And I guess one of his assistants apparently got hit with a pocket knife. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah.
That's a lot different than getting hit with a tortilla.
Well, I guess it happened during tortilla throwing. So I think that was probably what he was most upset about. I don't know if the pocket knife was open or not. There was nothing really disclosed in that regard. But this one was a little wild as far as the coaches, like I said, almost fighting at the handshake line.
I think we probably would have heard if the pocket knife was open.
I would imagine that as well. But it's still worth noting. Jalen Daniels, 228, 2 touchdowns in this one, 27 of 33. You mentioned Will Hammond coming in. He was only 7 of 16 for 42, did throw a pick, no touchdowns in the air. On the ground, he had 8 carries, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. So that's where you're talking about guiding there. And Cameron Dickey, no big deal. 21 carries, 263 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's it?
Texas Tech's ridiculous.
Only 263 yards on 21
Only
carries?
263 yards and 2
It's,
touchdowns
it's like a
on
it's
20,
like a
21.
Corey Kiner high school number.
12.5 average.
That's crazy to do that in a college game with that many
Well,
touches. Like
his
that's
long his long
nuts.
was 71, so he did have
Yeah.
but even without that, he's still at like what, 190?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. BYU remains undefeated. Along with Texas Tech, they are the 2 undefeated teams in the conference. They win 33-27 over Arizona. This one was a little wild. It kind of felt like for a while that Arizona was going to pull this thing off. But BYU holds on, make the extra play in overtime, and the
Double overtime.
double overtime, the Cougs managed to stay among the ranks of the undefeated with a quality road win. Arizona's better than people think. I don't think they're great, but they're good.
I think they're in this conference. I think they're above average. I think they're over the
Yeah,
halfway. They're in the
they're
upper
good.
half of teams.
Yeah. Gave up
Bear
their first
Bachmeyer.
passing touchdown all year, Arizona.
Well, and I'm getting to that. Bear Bachmeyer, I don't think he's good, but he finds ways to win, and there is something to be said for that. That said, 12 of 29, 172, a touchdown and 2 picks on the ground, 22 for 89, 22 carries for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns there, and he even had 1 catch for 3 yards in this one. He did it all. Number 47, but number 1 in your Mormon hearts.
You know, Arizona's pesky. Like it feels like they're going to get somebody. You just hope it's not Cincinnati.
Right.
Arizona State without Sam Levitt gets smoked at Utah. Utah wins 42-10. As we have seen, Jeff Sims stinks. He goes 18 of 38 for 124 yards. They got no chance with Jeff Sims. Like that might be the biggest drop off in college football from Sam Levitt to Jeff Sims.
He's not good at all. 18 to 38 is crazy.
Yeah.
And that they weren't long shots down the field.
No. Like they were trying to make it easy on him and it did not work.
Your boy Devin Dampier, 7 of 12 for 104, 10 carries for 120 and 3 touchdowns. So he did a little of everything there. Utah, they're still, I would include them in your top 4, 5.
Yeah, I mean, with Levitt, I'd love to have seen what this game looked like.
I agree.
But the evidence we have right now, I think Texas Tech, BYU, Cincinnati, those are your top 3. Utah probably has the best case for 4.
The only team that they've lost to is Texas Tech.
Right.
So we'll find out, though, as you have a little rivalry game coming up here for Utah BYU next weekend.
We'll get some clarity on that for sure. Colorado 24-17 over Iowa State. Unfortunately, this is just not the same Iowa State team, and it won't be for the rest of the year. The injuries have made them completely different. Now that's still offense only scores 17 against Colorado. You had a chance to win that game, but it's not the same Iowa State team, and I'm expecting a middle of the pack finish here for them. I think they'll gut out some wins, but they were already a team playing with a very small margin for error. We've talked about this with them, that it's kind of we're not going to make mistakes. We're going to grind you out, and we should be able to do enough to win at the end. With their injuries, I just don't think that's the case anymore.
Yeah, I mean, in this one, Rocco Beck, not great. 18 of 33, 205, no touchdowns, a pick. Abu Sama, though, he had a pretty big game, 24 carries, 177 yards, two touchdowns. Um, but Colorado figured out how to get it done. Caden Salter, 16 of 25, 255 and two touchdowns. He had nine more carries for 57 yards. But I don't know. Colorado is one of those teams that I think they could be pesky as well, because I don't even know if Prime knows who they are yet. I know that I
Well,
don't know who they are yet.
they're kind of like a further along UCF at this point, it feels like. Like their defense is really good. They've got some issues on offense, but Salter gives them a much better chance than UCF's quarterbacks do.
Which one?
So, right. Pick one. It doesn't matter. They're
Right.
birds of a feather. Like they're about the same. So Colorado's pesky. They can get you because that defense is good. And if your offense struggles, they're gonna hang around. And they got Iowa State and 5-2, 2-2 in the Big 12. The back end of this Big 12 schedule is going to be tough for them. BYU, Arizona State, TCU, Kansas are their next four, and then they end
Yikes.
with Oklahoma State. Yeah, it's gonna be a long couple weeks. And Matt Campbell's a whiny bitch. Like I didn't realize he was that bad.
Is this
He
post
just
game or
cries about just
during
during.
game
He's
or
just
post game?
like
Yeah.
during the UC game. He's getting a decided advantage from the officials and
Look,
still is crying constantly to the point he got a 15-yard penalty. And he did it all game again this game against Colorado.
because he lives between 15 and 25 yards on the field.
Yeah. Houston 39-17 over Oklahoma State. This one wasn't a blowout right away, but Houston just kind of methodically pulled away from Oklahoma State. Boy, did you hear Oklahoma State's defensive coordinator talking about I've never
The
had
one,
anything like
the one now, or the one who got
the
fired?
one now. The one now.
No.
Basically talking about the one that got fired without saying his name. I've never coached a power four defense where we literally had to start over with footwork and positioning and tackling, like day one stuff. We're doing day one stuff. That's how bad we were fundamentally on defense. Like, oh, okay,
Shots fired.
ouchie. Yeah.
This one, we didn't find out anything we didn't already know about either team in this one. Um, Oklahoma State they're a giant mess right now. They're going to continue to be a mess the entirety of the season. You almost feel bad for them, because nobody signed up for this. But Houston, like, they did what they needed and were supposed to do and took care of business. 5-1 though, Houston. All of the teams that came in with Cincinnati looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then TCU, Kansas State. This one a little bit of a surprise, although we've kind of talked about this with Kansas State that they're talented enough to do this. I don't think the question here is about Kansas State. The question's about TCU. Only scored 28. They're 4-2. They've lost two Big 12 games already. Hoover's outstanding. I don't think there's a whole lot else around him, Aaron.
Yeah, he goes 26 of 47 for 376, three touchdowns, two picks, compared to Avery Johnson going 16 of 26, 198, three touchdowns. Johnson adds 29 yards on 13 carries on the ground. Hoover did nothing on the ground to speak of.
Never
I
does.
don't,
He's a pocket guy.
sure, he's also a furry. But TCU, this was a battle of quarterbacks I don't like. I don't, we found out,
What don't you
you
like
talked
about
about,
Hoover? He's a furry. That you just don't
yes,
like that he's a furry.
exactly.
He's a good quarterback.
That's fine. Uh, do you, I guess. It's just, I think it's not a characteristic I would want in my quarterback. That said, You talked about muddying up the waters at the beginning of the podcast, and I think this one muddied up the water probably more than anything, because at this point we literally have no idea what TCU is. They have shown flashes of being outstanding. They showed flashes of being. Look, I don't think Kansas State is good. I don't think they're good at all.
I think it's
And
not. I don't think they're good. I think they're talented. Like
but
those are problem teams because there's going to be a week or two where they click, right, and then a good team can be in trouble. We never liked TCU's defense. We hate Sonny Dykes. Josh Hoover is a really good college quarterback, but that is proving to not be enough.
And you to lose this one 41-28, I think that's a
Yeah.
pretty wide margin for a team that I don't think is good and for a team that I thought was good. And now I don't have any clue what TCU is or isn't.
It's a good question. I'm not sure. In the Big 12, as we mentioned, BYU and Texas Tech are both undefeated on the season and undefeated in the Big 12. Cincinnati 5-1, 3-0. They're the other undefeated team in conference. Then you have Utah, Arizona State, Houston, and Baylor at 2-1, and Iowa State, Kansas State at 2-2. Then Arizona State and TCU at 1-2, Colorado at 1-3.
Arizona, not Arizona State.
Arizona, sorry. Arizona at 1-2, TCU at 1-2, Colorado at 1-3, and then UCF, West Virginia, and Oklahoma State at 0-3.
4 ranked teams now, by the way. Number 7, Texas Tech. Number 15, BYU. Number 23, Utah. Number 24, Cincinnati. Interesting note, number 25 is Nebraska.
There was 5 last week, right? BYU, Texas Tech, Utah wasn't ranked last week, right? They moved in. Okay.
Yes.
Arizona State and Iowa State were ranked last week. They fall out. Cincinnati and Utah move in. So 4 Big 12 teams ranked. James Franklin fired.
But there were a lot of firings today. James Franklin being obviously the biggest name.
$49 million buyout to go away.
Maybe a bigger surprise than the name that didn't get fired today in the Big Ten.
I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Wisconsin now. They have a $25 million buyout on Luke. Penn State just fired a guy with a $49 million buyout that also took them to the college football playoffs last year.
Well, it's also being reported that Adidas is paying for the entirety of the buyout to get him out of there for, I guess, brand support. I don't know.
I don't either. It's weird.
Yep.
We'll get to all that and more tomorrow night on the BBP. All right, just gonna wrap it up. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.